After Sergio Leone, in my opinion, the next most prolific director in the spaghetti western genre is, of course, Sergio Corbucci, similar namesake. Now, Sergio Corbucci has directed many classics in the spaghetti western genre, and the oldest film I have of his is Minnesota Clay with Cameron Mitchell. This is one of the earliest spaghetti westerns ever made. Came out the same year as Fistful of Dollars. And I actually, it's a little tamer compared to Sergio Corbucci's later films, but I actually enjoyed it. Cameron Mitchell, he's wrongly sentenced to a hard labor prison camp. He breaks out and he goes back to rescue his daughter from the man who put him into prison, and he has this problem that if he will eventually go blind. So people don't go into this expecting like a spaghetti western version of Zatoichi. He's not a blind gunman, but he does have vision problems later on in the movie. And for a spaghetti western, I found this actually very enjoyable. And then I have Sergio Corbucci's most popular film, Django, starring Franco Nero. Almost another remake of Fistful of Dollars, Jimbo. Similar plot line. Stranger comes into town, plays two gangs against one another. This one, Sergio Corbucci, he created a cult classic with this because he goes over the top. I am talking about a guy who drags a coffin with a machine gun and mows down, 30 guys with it. And it's got outrageous violence, like an ear cutting, where a guy cuts off a guy's ear and then feeds it to him. I mean, this repercussions of this film are even felt through today, inspiring filmmakers today, like the ear scene Tarantino used in Reservoir Dogs, and the gun in the coffin that Django's dragging around is similar to Robert Rodriguez's El Mariachi films, where he has a guitar case full of guns. Just a great, amazing, over-the-top, trashy spaghetti western. Very entertaining. Definitely not for people who just live and breathe Sergio Leone, because this is like the complete opposite. Those films are grand in scale and beautiful looking. This is rugged, down and dirty, and exploitative. So, but a really highly enjoyable spaghetti western and a must-own for the genre. And then I have released the year after Django a much more tamer western from Sergio Corbucci, The Hellbenders. Not a bad western. It's for Corbucci, it's rather average. It does have a lot of the themes that run in his films. Strong spousal relationships, honoring and one another, or even boyfriend and girlfriend relationships. I do find that to be a nice quality in his films. Not as violent, but you know what? Not a bad western, but one of his more average ones. And then I have Navajo Joe, starring Burt Reynolds as a Native American. I find that kind of humorous with him in a role like that, but not a bad. It's very entertaining. It's violent, not as violent as Django, but I enjoy this film. Burt Reynolds has stated that this is the worst film he ever made, and I'm like, what? Have you not seen Cannonball Run or Cannonball Run 2 or Smokey and the Bandit 2? Yeah, give me a break. This is hardly the worst movie ever made. He took it because he thought Sergio Leone was directing it, and was horrified when he found out it was Sergio Corbucci, and he jokingly said in interviews it was the wrong Sergio. Don't listen to Burt Reynolds. This is not a bad spaghetti western at all. And in 1969, this is my all-time favorite spaghetti western. Sergio Corbucci directed The Great Silence. Oh my God, this is grim. This is dark. This is cold. Just a fantastic downbeat spaghetti western. Sergio Corbucci changed the setting. Most spaghetti westerns take place in hot, dry deserts. Well, this takes place in a snowbound landscape, and just a dreary, dreary film. Klaus Kinski is a bounty hunter, and and our mute hero comes in, and the ending is just fantastic. It goes against all conventions in films at the time, and I won't give anything about the ending away in case people haven't seen it, but this is just, I can't praise this film enough. My all-time favorite spaghetti western. The DVD from Fantoma is now out of print, so you'll probably have to pay probably $30 for it now. It's worth it. You gotta own this movie. It is definitely, in my opinion, worth $30. It's just, I can't praise this movie enough. I'd take this film even over the Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns, and that's a bold statement, but that's how much I like it. And then I have Compañeros, a little more comical film, but from Sergio Corbucci, but a fantastic one. Oh, I really enjoy this one. The only film Italian star heavyweights Franco Nero and Thomas Millen ever did together, and they're two of the biggest stars of the spaghetti western genre, and it's wonderful to see them together. And they have that love-hate relationship, and the score is fantastic. Again, really violent, a lot of bloodshed in this, but I love the comical love-hate relationship between Franco Nero and Thomas Millen, and definitely one of my favorite spaghetti westerns of all time there. So, and that is my Sergio Corbucci collection. In my humble opinion, the second best director in the genre of spaghetti westerns. His style, it's interesting because it's very rugged. I mean, shaky zooms and stuff. So, down and gritty style of his, I really dig that. His style is, again, the complete opposite of Sergio Leone, and that's why I do like Sergio Corbucci so much. So definitely, if you're a fan of spaghetti westerns, he's a name to keep an eye out for. So, and many of these DVDs are well worth buying.